Hello everyone, welcome back. So what we are going to do in this video, we are going to parse the response body. So what is parsing the response body? It's basically we have an answer and which contains which is in a certain format, and we have to make certain variables, let's say certain names, as a exploitable object, JavaScript object, so we can actually use them later on in our steps. So let's have a look what kind of result that we are getting. So I'm going to run a test here. Let's see what we are going to get for tonight. Okay, so I have the result. It's completed. So I'm going to click on steps and look for response body. So response body is right here, and here we have the response. So it's not very clear right in this page, let's say in this section. So I'm going to just copy this one. I have an online editor and it's going to be much more clear in here. So I'm going to put it like this, and you can see here we have two different results. There are a few objects like power by this one and result, which contains two different results as well. So what we want is the latitude and longitude, and we want as well, we have to make them as an exploitable object, so in order to get this specific value. So that's what we are going to do while we are going to write our script. Okay, so let's write our script. So I'm going back here, I'm gonna close this one, I don't need this one anymore, and this one, and creating a new step. So under utilities you have script, click on that and you will have automatically this page and also this code. So this is where we are going to write our code. So let me first give a title for our script. So it's going to be parse response body, and we want to have latitude, longitude, and what else? We want also time zone. Okay, so that's enough for title. As you can see here, there is a new section, but there are no data pair here. We're gonna create them. First, we're gonna create two inputs because we need the response body and we need the status code. We need the response body in order to get the data that we have. Status code is going to have 200 as value, and if we make sure that we have 200 as value, we have a successful request. The request was sent successfully and we have a good response. So let's first create our variables. Let's say I'm going to create response body. So this specific variable will be used in our script. So, and in here I'm going to just drag and drop the data pair, so in order to get the response. Here I'm going to create another one which is going to be status code, and same thing, just drag and drop. That's all you need to do, very fast. Now we're going to write a pretty much not big line of codes but very small codes, but I'm going to explain you what we are going to do. First, we are going to check here the status code. So I'm going to use, okay, I forgot one thing, is inputs dot status code referring this variable, the equal, which means check me if the value is 200 or not. If it is 200, execute everything that you have inside this function, okay, inside this curly bracket. Okay, if this condition is true, do everything that is inside here. So what you have to do is we're gonna parse the response body. So we're gonna create for that a response body variable where we're gonna have the parse result. So it's going to be response body like this, equal to JSON dot parse open close brackets, and inside I'm going to refer the inputs. Okay, inputs dot not status code is given automatically. This time is going to be our response body variable that we have created just before. So I'm going to have it here. Okay, that's the first thing. Now we have the result in here, and we can access now the longitude and latitude using this local variable. But once we access them, we need to also put it in a certain variables. We will be able to access them, but we need to create some other variables where we can put that result, where we can store it. So that's why we're going to create some outputs variable. So it's going to be outputs dot, so we can give the name that we want. For example, the first thing what I want, let's say, is latitude will be equal to response body, okay, dot results. So that's what we have, open close brackets, and then I'm going to put 0 because we have 2 results, and I'm going to access what we have in lat. Okay, so that is the thing that I have in here, lat. Okay, result 0 lat, because I'm accessing this information. If you want this one, you have to result 1 lat. So the rest of the thing is pretty repetitive, so I'm going to just copy, paste, and then just put here, instead of latitude, longitude. Instead of lat here, I'm going to put LON, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get as well the time zone. So I'm going to put here time zone, and here for time zone we have TZ. Okay, so we have done with our script. This is enough now to get the value and store it in a different output variables. Now we can have the decimals in these variables and the time zone here, but it's not yet done. We need to create these latitude, longitude, and time zone. We have it in our script, but we need to have it in here. So as we create a here input variable, we will have some data bill here, and in the same way we're going to have some data bills for the one that we are going to create here. So I'm going to create latitude. Okay, and then this is going to be a decimal, so we can change it here, decimal. And yeah, I guess I'm not sure if we can give it decimal, because probably, okay, I'm gonna keep it the decimal, and then longitude. Okay, and what else we need? We need the time zone, right? Time zone. Okay, it's going to be string. Great, so we have created our output variables as well. So I'm going to save it, and you can see now we have these output variables created, so where we can have all the results. So let's see now if I'm going to run again a test. Let's say I'm going to put Boston and see what I'm going to get. So this is our first REST call, so it is successful, 200. This is our parse response body. As you can see here, in the latitude I have 42 or something, longitude I have something, and time zone I have the time zone for Boston. So great, so this is done. We have done our parsing, so we can use this variable later. So what we are going to do next, we are going to repeat exactly the same thing that we have done in the previous two videos, this one and the previous one. So we're going to create a rescall, as well another parse, and as well another outputs variable. So for the entire action is going to return some outputs. And the second part is to use another API which will have as inputs latitude and longitude in order to get the weather data. So what we need is the temperature, and we can also get some other information. So let's do that in our next video. See you. Bye.